Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to International Big Time Wrestling's The Fix, where you get a dose of all your international big time wrestling needs. Here's Rudy with this week's feature.
Thanks, Carlito. International Big Time Wrestling fans, this week's feature comes to you from February 2020 in Trenton, Michigan at the Jefferson Event Center, where the rematch of a lifetime took place, and it pitted former world's champion, international wrestling super sensation, the mysterious Movado, exercising his rematch clause from his contract, will be facing the current International Big Time Wrestling World's Heavyweight Champion, Officer Rod Street. Fans, pay attention to the end of this epic battle where all hell breaks loose. Let's send it down to A.T. Hook and Terry Sullivan with all the action.
And this is it. One fall match for the IBW Heavyweight Championship of the world. Officer Rod Street, accompanied by Lieutenant Eva, and he's got members of his SWAT team with him.
Yeah, at least one member of his SWAT team. But look at his Lieutenant Eva.
I guess it's not enough just to have Lieutenant Eva at ringside when he faces mysterious Movado. He's got to have 2 or 3 other people. They put the caution tape up around the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one fall. No time limits.
And this is what it's all about. The championship. The highest honor in international big-time wrestling. And we're very proud to have this championship match here today on the IBW Power Hour.
I have to agree with you, Terry Sullivan. This is Movado's chance to get the title back. Hopefully he doesn't use underhanded tactics.
No, Movado.
As we all know, Rod Street won fair and square because police officers never break the rules.
We all know that, huh? Look at that. Got his summer uniform on today, Huck.
Well, you know, he's been working out. It's kind of hot in the back. So, yeah, he...
Ring the bell. And away we go. And collar and elbow. Here we go. The champion, Rod Street, the former champion, the man who so proudly and honorably wore that title belt for over 300 days.
300 days, you were counting?
Pretty much. Turned back all the competition here, traveled to Mexico, traveled to Georgia, and turned back no contender. They lock up again.
I think he spends a little too much time dancing and bouncing around the ring instead of wrestling.
Well, that's what Movado
He might
was.
still be champion.
Well, that's what he's all about, though, and that served him well in his interplanetary travels.
Until he came upon a real wrestler like Rod Street.
Rod Street, trained by MMA, former NWA champion Dan Severn.
Dan the Beast Severn.
And Movado again goes back to the side, headlock on the champion. And one more time.
Looks like he had a handful of hair.
Oh, yeah, right. One more time with that side headlock. And Officer Rod Street is being schooled today by the mysterious Movado.
Look how well dressed Rod Street is.
Down goes the officer.
Everything's matching. He came prepared tonight.
Sort of a, well, there we go. Knee into the midsection, missed with that swing. And
Now,
again.
that should be considered a low blow.
That's a real spine buster.
But it's low. You don't know what good you can hit with your knee right there.
And I'll tell you, no matter who walks out victorious here, the man named Hernandez has made it known that he would like to wear the championship gold.
That's right. Hernandez coming to International Big Time Wrestling. And like you said, it doesn't matter. He's coming after everybody.
And he has beaten the best from coast to coast. Movado unleashing on Officer Rod Street. And
Come
Movado,
on, get him out of the corner. Oh, here you go.
Here we go.
Movado.
it's just a symphony of chops by the mysterious Movado. And he knocked him into outer space with that one.
And here he goes. We know what's coming next. That worm.
Here he comes. Drop kick right in the corner.
Right to the side of the face.
And Movado could be going for the kill here. He could be going for the pin. He is. 1, 2. Only 2.
Movado with that big handstand senton. He's taking it to Rod Street. I have to admit it.
Mysterious Movado a couple of years ago weighed 310 pounds. Lost about 100 pounds.
Well, if you can't eat, if you don't make enough money to eat, you lose weight. What do you expect?
Big proponent of DDP yoga. That helped him drop all that weight.
I prefer play yoga myself.
And Officer Rod Street letting loose with those boots.
Oh, you said yoga, not yogurt.
Right. Lieutenant Evalonis staying out of the action here, at least so far in this match. Rod Street trying to get Movado over, got his throat over the bottom rope. Referee puts in the count. Street's got a count of 5, otherwise, look at Eva now. See what I did?
What?
I said she hadn't done anything, and then she turns around and interferes in this match.
Well, that's Movado. He's over there gawking at her.
Here she comes again. Now getting into the ring as Officer Rod Street keeps the referee distracted.
These referees are dummies. They're big dummies.
Dummies. In for the count. We've got 1, 2, and... Oh, wow. I thought that was going to be it, huh?
Now Rod Street is showing you what it's all about. He took that shirt off. Now he's ready to go to school. He's taking Movado to school now.
I looked up, speaking of schools, I looked up Officer Rod Street's online police academy. You know who the dean of students is?
What are you talking about?
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
What?
He's the dean of students.
That's a fine online academy. A lot of officers have trained at the same place.
Yeah, the firearms training is quite something to witness.
When you're a professional wrestler at the same time, training online is more convenient. What's wrong with that?
And Movado takes over now. Got that submission hold. He could get a submission here from Officer Rod Street.
He's cutting off his air supply.
Is in jeopardy. And here comes Evalonis again. Referee, come on. And again. But look at that. Undeterred, Movado keeps the pressure on.
He's cutting off his air. It shouldn't be that high across his nose. How can he even breathe?
Rod Street gets to that bottom rope. That's going to cause the break.
He's suffocating him. That should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to cut off a man's air supply.
This is as good as it gets in IBW champion and former champion. Officer Rod Street could be getting frustrated now.
Frustrated?
Look at him.
Movado's been cheating the whole time.
In for the count. Referee is there. Only got 1.
You shut your mouth out straight. 1.
And right to the throat again. The champion, Officer Rod Street, accompanied here at ringside today by
now
the
that's
lieutenant.
how you do it. That's a rear chin lock. It's not across his throat.
Right.
It's not cutting off his nose. It's not cutting off his mouth.
And Movado rallying the fans behind him. They're all cheering for him, and that's one way to break it.
He fell down. He fell down.
And he caught him right across the throat with that lariat. Caught him again. And Movado.
Look at these illegal closed fists.
Movado unleashing the heavy artillery.
But those are
Fist
closed fists.
after fist. I don't know how Rod Street is still standing. Got him into the midsection, knee lift, and a boot. Movado could have him here. 1, 2, and...
Not quite.
Yeah, that was close.
Well, I think the referee should disqualify him. He threw about 10 closed
come
fists.
on. Luckily, you're not the referee. Eva Lone is now interfering. Movado distracted. Look out, he's got the billy club.
Eva's telling him that he threw all those closed fists.
Did you see that, Huck?
I saw Eva telling the ref about those closed fists.
No. Come on.
That's it.
No.
And still,
that is not right.
IBW heavyweight champion, Officer Rod Street. Still the champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still International Big Time Wrestling World's Heavyweight Champion, Officer Rod Street.
After that illegal display that Movado showed, I'm glad that Rod Street is still the champion.
Now they're putting the boots, ring the bell. Putting the boots, the member of the SWAT team, Eva Lone.
You don't have to do that. Let's get some help.
Oh, put his hands on the referee. Watch out. That championship may lead. Here comes Chris Carter. Carter is in the ring. And look at him cleaning house here. We all know the story of Chris Carter. We all know that Rod Street is in his sights, that the championship is in his sights, and he wants one more shot. And now it's become physical between the two of them.
What is Chris Carter doing out here? Come on.
Well, Chris Carter's not going to stand for this kind of injustice.
Referee Russ Kimmel, come here.
Well, Rudy Hill.
Come here. These young people would like to tell you something.
Really? You know, unfortunately, that's not going to work because the referee's decision cannot be overturned. Chris Carter.
What are they trying to say? What do they say happened?
Coming to the assistance of his friend.
Can do is what he can see.
Mysterious Movado.
Everyone saw it, Movado.
Last time, Rod Street tried to spray mace in his face. This time, he's clobbered with a billy club.
Well, I can tell you this. You haven't heard the end of Mysterious Movado. And make some noise for Chris Carter.
There they are, two of the all-time greats in professional wrestling and with international big-time wrestling.
Cheaters.
Mysterious Movado and Chris Carter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, wait a minute, Movado. Wait a minute, Chris Carter. Yes. Right now, we have to, before we go any further, we want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming out today. It's our second television taping. Now, one thing that we need you to do is we need the kids to come up here and celebrate a little something with Chris Carter